Good morning. I hope you're doing great. Hope you're ready for another day. And I'm going to ring the bell. Here we go. So this is the 18th day of our 40 days, and you are doing great. However level that you're involved with this, it's perfectly right for you. We want to understand that the 40-day practice is like working out. If you are trying to do what everyone else is doing, you're not really paying attention to yourself. And so we want to develop a practice that is custom to ourselves, and we can only do that by looking at ourselves and being honest with what we see. We understand that we need people who are going to the same place as we are. You have to understand what your values are. Every day, connect with them. Don't lose sight of them. We are seeing a whole lot of people who are losing sight of their original value system. Things like kindness or being classy. Don't forget your values. Understand that this is the opportunity right now to truly step into your authentic self. You're either going to become more or less your true self. So, work with it. Work with it. The coaching model that I work with, and I do a lot of different elements, but it's about having a living dwelling that is your life, like with 3 major rooms to your life. One is the element of being in service. Be in service. Serve what you see. Speak to what you see and help heal what you see. Don't be another person who's dividing. We've got that job covered. We need you to understand that you can make a difference, and you can do it primarily through acceptance. You have to accept what is in order to change what is. You have to accept what is in order to not live in the fantasy about what is that you just keep building on. There is an element that I call fear masquerading as faith. And I like to just touch base on that for a moment. Fear masquerading as faith is when someone comes to you and they absolutely demand that you believe what they believe. They're not able to sit back and be comfortable with it. They have to try to be forceful about it. And so their way to make what they believe become true is to be extremely forceful. But we have to accept it. We have to accept what is, and we have to understand that on some level, primarily, it's about you as the individual who is the center of your life and your relationship with your emotions. If you get that balance, the world's going to be a piece of cake. I know it's true for me. The world's not more messed up than I have been and can be presently. So if you are having an intense discussion and you're sitting on a couch that bursts on fire, suddenly it's not about the discussion. That's no longer the primary subject. It's about your relationship to these emotions and not getting sucked into them. Not getting sucked into them. We have the ability to respond to what's going on. You have the ability to respond to what's going on. But we have to choose to find a different way. We can't do a variation of what we're seeing. We have to choose to find ourselves and get in contact with our true authentic self and understand what we have been mesmerized to believe is not truly who we are. We are far more than that. So today, for this 18th day, just sit with the idea of forbearance. Forbearance, being willing to bear the burden of others. Understand that forgiveness is more than what we think. Forgiveness is just really understanding that people are going to do what they have been trained to do. The average person is not going to overcome this training. It's the unusual person, the outlier, that disentangles the training. Even those who do have to understand that we are always in levels of fog. And we need to step forward into that clarity. So today, if this mission, should you choose to accept it, is to understand that you can make a difference. But you have to make it internally before you can make it externally. If you try to make the difference externally first, or at least concurrently, what happens is that you will alienate people from the very purpose that you would like. It doesn't work to tell people that they are stupid. That's not the most effective technique of bringing people to your way. So today, this mission, should you choose to accept it, is to really step into rejoicing. Joy is not something that we wait for. It's something that we radiate. Rejoice today. Rejoice. Understand you can make a difference, and do it with kindness. This is the 18th day of our 40-day practice. And anything that happens during that 40 days, I would suggest is meant to happen during that 40 days. Your life is a narrative. You are living a form of entertainment. Living itself is the ultimate form of entertainment. And understand that if you are going to take part in entertainment, the way to enjoy it is not to forget that it's not real. This is a dream. This is a form of dreaming. And the realest element of who you are is the witness and not the actor. The actor is important, but if you forget that you are the witness, then you get so caught up in it that you're willing to do and say things that don't fit your authenticity. So rejoice today. Understand what your values are. Take from others. Mine are kindness. Kindness is ultimately important. Compassion. Compassion is what makes us human. If we lose our ability to be compassionate, we will no longer be human. We will be monsters. Kindness, compassion, positive indifference. We have to realize that we need to love this life and this world exactly as it is, and even those who are most sick in it. Love does not mean checking somebody. Because, sometimes you got to, but if you grow to hate, then you are another part of this mindless mob. And joy shines out of your heart, and it's ignited by your rejoicing, yourself steeping yourself in gratitude. I have so much faith in you and humanity, and it's time that we begin to radiate that faith and make a difference. You can change your world. So thank you so much. Thank you for being part of this. I appreciate your patience with this whole thing. In doing this, I really also want to let you know that in doing this whole thing, I have been going right in the teeth of traditional social anxieties that I've had deeply enmeshed. I grew up in a very scary situation, and being known by people, even though I am gregarious in a way, I'm actually, or have been, very much a loner, because I've always had, or not always, but often had a sense of being extremely unsafe with other people. And even at times unsafe with myself. So this is, what I'm doing is touching my own edge in this. And so I just want you to know this, because we need you to touch your edge. Don't burst through it. Have compassion. So today, let's experience joy. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for what you are doing to make this place a better place. All you got to do is improve, just a little bit. You can do that. All right, here we go. Listen carefully. And by the way, again, with all the glitchy things that have gone on, I'm improving. I keep improving, and I understand that the bell may be an irritable thing, and I need to get it to that right level. When we are doing it in person, it's different than reading it in this way, but I still feel very important. It's very important to me to continue to have the bell, so I'll find that right level. I want to bring my hands in prayer position, and I want to thank you for being human. You got this. Namaste.